Darlene here from Darlene's Garden Channel, making another Shed Wars video. I made a video for my regular part of my channel, about uppotting my tomatoes and peppers. But I haven't made one for Shed Wars, and I've got a couple of pots that need to be uppotted. I'll show you. Okay, when I plant my tomatoes, and these are both, this one's an Aunt Molly's, that's a ground cherry, and this one's a husk tomatillo. So, not really tomatoes, but in the family. So I plant them, I just throw a bunch of seeds in the pot. Well, they get to a certain length, and these probably went a little further than they needed to. I need to put each plant in its own pot, so that it doesn't have to compete with the other plants for growing. So I'm going to show you a few today. Obviously, it would be boring if I showed you every single one, but I'll show you how I do this. Okay, first I decide how many pots I'm actually going to need. For the tomatillos, it looks like I'm going to need 4 pots. So I'll go ahead and do those first. Okay, so I filled each of my pots up with just regular potting soil. And then I'm going to put a pretty deep hole in each one in the middle. Okay, then I'm going to very gently take my little plants. I'll take the stick that I've got labeling them, kind of push on them a little bit here. I take my hand down in there and just kind of pull. Okay, there we go. That actually worked pretty good because it took out the big ones. That's what I wanted. So I'll gently, gently, gently separate these. There we go. Okay, so separate it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take each of these little plants and put, let's see if I can get it on my video. I'm going to put it right down in that hole and bury it. I'm going to bury it deep. So then I squish the dirt around it so that there's no air, that the soil touches the stem all the way around. And then I'm going to take a label and I'm going to write down on the label the name of it. This one's a husk tomatillo. And I'm going to stick that right down in there so I know what I've got. One done. Set that over there. Okay, here's the other one. Okay. Okay. 2 done. Hold on. This one was a bit taller, so when I put it down in the hole, it still has quite a bit of it up. I'm going to put a little more dirt around the top. Yeah, that's better. sure all the dirt's touching the stem. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this until I've got them all done and all labeled with either the husk tomatillo or the Aunt Molly. That way they can continue growing and not be competing with each other. And by the time I can put them outside, they should have grown 3 or 4 more inches, I'm guessing, because today's the 29th of March. So you can see me. Today's the 29th of March. Let me go around so that I'm not quite so pink. All right, so the 29th of March and our last frost date. Well, it kind of depends. I've said this before. My town that's to my left, when I plug in my zip code, that's what pops up to tell me my last frost date, and it says April 6th. That's just a week away. But their elevation is like just under 900 feet, 800 and something. If I plug in the town closest the other direction, that's about 6 miles away, their last frost date says May 2nd. That's almost a whole month different. And their elevation is like 1,400 feet. Our elevation here is 1,700 feet. So I'm thinking, I'm just basically going to watch the forecast. Last night it was projected to be 35 degrees. And plus we had winds that were over 30 miles an hour. Well, the winds kind of died down by morning, but that 35 degrees ended up being 30 degrees. I had covered up a couple of plants outside that I've been covering at night, but I didn't cover everything that's popping up. I don't know. I'll go out in a little while and make sure everything made it, but I think we're probably okay. So the next 3 nights are supposed to get down to right around freezing. And then it's supposed to warm up to in the 40s and 50s at night. So I'll keep an eye out for everything. I'm not going to put my tomatoes outside until the very last minute, or my peppers, either one. Other things might be able to go out and just get covered up if there's going to be a frost. But as long as I can keep the tomatoes in the house, I'll do that. I do get anxious, however. But anyway, you see how, I'll flip here and you can see my other, these are ones that I potted earlier, a week or so ago. And they're doing just fine. Some of the ones that have gotten quite a bit taller, I might even need to, well, I'll start out by putting a little more dirt. There's room for a little more dirt around the base of the plant. And I've got a few pots that are a wee bit taller that I might even up pot some of them. Gosh, from this angle, that marigold that's growing in there looks really pretty. Now look at the height of that flower, of that plant. Over here, see, I've got all my, everything's looking pretty good. Up there, let's see if I can focus in on that, right there. See how tall that's getting? I had it kind of braced up with that popsicle stick or coffee stirring stick, but it's decided to go its own way. That's a climbing triple crop tomato, and it is completely in need of being in a deeper pot. So I'll probably do that. we've company coming in a little while, so I can't take too long working in my plant room here. My mother-in-law and two of my sisters-in-laws and maybe a cousin are going to stop by just shortly after lunch. So that's my task for today anyhow, is to, oh, I'm making you dizzy. Let's make you dizzier. Whoa! Okay. So I will get these, let's back out here so that we can see. I'll get these all up potted, or at least quite a few of them. And I hope that helps you know how to do yours. If you do the same planting method that I do with my seeds, throw in a bunch and then separate them out and put them in their own pots when they get about so tall. I know some people just put 1 or 2 seeds in each pot. Probably a little less work, but I get more plants this way. I hope you're having a really good day. This has been fun for me. I like getting my fingernails dirty. Yeah, if you look under there, dirt under my fingernails. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Go team, will it grow? Yes, indeedy it will.